Paris Saint-Germain were looking to emulate their run at the start of the 2018-2019 campaign when they went 14 games unbeaten. But as Lionel Messi hit the crossbar, Paris's 100% winning start to the season came to an end at Rennes. The home side scoring just before the interval via Gaëtan Laborde, the former Montpellier striker, on cue to volley home. Brilliant goal from Laborde. Laborde, who was involved in Rennes' second just after the restart. Flavien Tet on cue to turn in the cross and make it 2-0. Paris drop points and lose their very first match of the season. They still have a 6-point cushion at the top of the table, but it's bitterly disappointing for Mauricio Pochettino and co. Following them closely behind is Lens. The home side at the Stade Bollaert had the better of Reims. EKITIKE sent off for that dangerous high foot, and KALIMUENDO stepped up to convert the penalty on the stroke of half-time and give Franck Hais's team a precious lead going into the break. After the interval, it was even better for KALIMUENDO as he scored his first brace in the French top flight. The final score, 2-0 for Lens against a Reims side lacking conviction. Lens narrowed the gap with Paris to 6 points. Christophe Galtier's Nice has been one of the most impressive teams at the start of the new campaign, and it was no different for them against Brest. Todibo taking advantage of a huge mistake by the goalkeeper to truck in the first goal of the afternoon for Les Aiglons. The second was a thing of beauty as Andy Laborde played it across. Gouiri onto the head of Bard, and his first goal in the Ligue 1 Uber Eats to secure all 3 points for Nice. Brest did pull one back through veteran Franck Honora. Takes advantage of a scuff shot and tucks in at the far post. 2-1 the final score for Nice, who are third. Angers were unbeaten for 2 games in a row, but those were both draws. They were looking to get back to winning ways, but against Metz it wasn't the best of starts as they fell behind to an early header from Bron in the 10th minute. Cabot was absolutely sensational. Mohamed Ali Cho reaching his cross at the far post to make it 1-1. But Paul Bernardoni's terrible mistake in the second half allowed Farid Boulaya to put Metz ahead once again. Boulaya won't score many easier goals than that. It's a howler from Bernardoni. But Angers once again found the equaliser, Thomas Mangani, scoring his first goal in open play since November 2019. And the drama wasn't over as Pierrick Capel's header to the far post was turned in by Stéphane Bauken. 3-2 the final score. Angers continue their phenomenal start to the season and are now up in 4th. Lille were looking to make it 3 wins in a row for the first time this season, and also looking to climb into the top half of the standings for the first time of the campaign. Jonathan David, who's been simply unstoppable in recent weeks, tucked in the first goal. Not a pretty strike from the Canadian, but a real poacher's goal. With Marseille down to 10 men, Lille were able to add a second in the 94th minute. David once again, 5 goals in his last 3 for him, and Lille up into 8th. After a difficult start to the campaign, Niko Kovac's Monaco was starting to hit their stride. Aurélien Tchouameni scored the opening goal of the match against his former club. Bordeaux offered very little going forwards and allowed Monaco to dictate the tempo of the match. Alexandre Golovin scored a phenomenal second after the service of Wissam Ben Yedder. Substitute Sofiane Diop was allowed too much space and he was brought down in the penalty box. Perfect opportunity for Monaco to add a third. Fortunately for the Principality side, they had Wissam Ben Yedder, who was able to convert the penalty and score another goal for the Principality. 3-0 the final score. It was the first ever Ligue 1 Uber Eats meeting between Lorient and Clermont. The last time these two sides met was in the Ligue 2 BKT. Mohamed Bayo scored the opening goal of the match after just 15 minutes, his 5th goal of the season. Clermont, however, were unable to hold on to their advantage. In the second half, defender Julien Laporte headed in from close range against his former team. The honours shared between both sides, 1-1 the final score. After a disappointing loss a week ago, Nantes were looking to bounce back against Troyes. André Girotto headed in the second half. A good headed goal. And a good strike for Nantes to take the lead. Ludovic Blas was then awarded a penalty for handball. Correct decision. The arm in an unnatural position, and Blas was able to convert the spot kick himself. Gallon unable to do anything about that one. Disappointment for Antoine Camboire, but Nantes with another victory. Saint-Étienne against Lyon, one of the oldest fixtures in French football, and two teams with complete opposite patches of form. Lyon doing well, Saint-Étienne still without a win this campaign, and things seemed to be getting no better for Liver after Oussem Aouar scored the opening goal of the match with a brilliantly curled effort. After Anthony Lopez's dismissal, the game seemed to be heading towards a 1-0 victory, but in injury time, Saint-Étienne were awarded a penalty, and after a VAR review, the spot kick was given. Up stepped Wabi Kazri, who equalised in the 94th minute. 1-1, Saint-Étienne still without a win, but with what is a moral victory. Montpellier took on Strasbourg at the Stade de la Mousson, and Florent Mollet scored one of the goals of the season with his volley from outside the box. Brilliant strike by Mollet. Montpellier playing in pink as they bid to raise awareness about breast cancer in the world. A yearly tradition and a fantastic one by Montpellier. In the game itself, Ludovic Ajorg played the ball back to Kevin Gamero, and the former Paris man blasted in. 2 goals, fantastic goals in this match. A very lively game between two teams. Gamero's goal cancelling out Mollet's. 1-1 the final score in that one. Taking a look back at all the results in week 9. Important win for Lens, who beat Reims. Nice also with a victory against Brest. The big surprise of the week is Rennes, of course, beating Paris Saint-Germain 2-0. Despite their first defeat of the season, Paris do remain top. They have a 6-point cushion over Lens. Nice are third, but they still have a game in hand over their opponents, Angers and Marseille, lurking just behind them. Rock bottom of the championship, it is still Saint-Étienne, who are still looking for their first victory of the season, as are Brest, Troyes, Metz and Bordeaux, all hovering dangerously above the drop zone. And the Ligue 1 Uber Eats will return after the international break, where Paris Saint-Germain will host Angers at the Parc des Princes. Lyon then hosts Monaco at the Groupama Stadium, whereas Marseille will host Lorient.